Hello everyone, hope you have an amazing day and welcome to my new blog. Today we discuss about the Employees Provident Fund 1952 is the beneficial legislation enacted for the betterment of the future of industrial workers on his retirement for his dependents in case of death employment. So the act is enacted as a social security measure which falls under the ground of retirement benefits. The object of this act is to include non-withdrawable financial benefit. The sum is payable normally on retirement or on the death of the employee. Administration of the scheme given under this act is done by the central board, state board and regional committee, a chief executive committee appointed and constituted by the central government. Now, Central Board Section 5A, Executive Committee Section 5AA and State Board Section 5B, Regional Committee. Now, boards under the Act, Constitution and Position. Central Board Section 5. Central Board is created by official gazette notification given by the central government. Functions Section 6 and Section 6C discussion how the central board should use their fund vested on them. Duty of the central board is to send an annual report to the central government of its work and activities. So the central government will submit a report to the Comptroller and Auditor General of the India. Comments of central board is laid down before Parliament. Now constitution of the following a person is a member. So chairman and vice chairman appointed by the central government, the Central Provident Fund Commissioner, ex-officials among central government officials, not more than 5%, a representative of state, not more than 50, and representing the employer of the establishment, 10 peoples, representing the employee of the establishment, 10 people also. Now Executive Committee Section 5AA AA, State Board Section 5B, the central government after consulting with any of the states constitute the state board in the following state. As a provident for this scheme, constitutions of the state board is done by the notification in the official gazette. Central government from time to time prescribes the duties to the performed by the state board and the powers exercised by the state government also. The following scheme will provide the terms, conditions, subjects to which number of the state board is appointed, time, place and procedures for conducting meeting, etc. Every board of trustee constituted under this section is a body corporate. Being a body corporate, it has perpetual section or perpetual succession, a common seal and right to sue to get sued on its name. Now regional committee until state board is constituted, the central government may set up regional committee which is under the control of the central government. It works under the advice of the following persons. Central board when matters referred to it from time to time. All the matters regarded administration of the scheme, such as the progress of recovery of PF, contribution and other charges, speedy disposal of the prosecution, settlement of claims and sanction of advance. Now appointment of Central Funds Commissioner. The central government shall appoint Central Provident Fund Commissioner, Deputy Provident Fund Commissioner and Regional Provident Fund Commissioner. By discharging his duty, they will assist Central Provident Fund Commissioner also. Now Chief Executive Officer is appointed by the Central Provident Fund Commissioner. Central Board will appoint other officers also, employees for the efficient administrations of the various schemes. Now discuss about EPF features. So the employer is under statutory obligations to deduct a specified percentage of the contributions from the employee's salary for provident fund the employer should also contribute such percentage for Provident Fund. An employee who gets more than 15,000 is eligible for getting the Provident Fund. So this act contains nearly 20 sections and 4 schedules. Section 7E, F, G, H, 7M, 7N is omitted. Section 20 is repealed. So applicability of the Act, Section 1 of this Act deals with the application of the Act. This is applicable to every factory engaged in any industrial specified in Schedule 1. So every establishment in which 20 or more are employed, any establishment notified by the central government, any class of such establishment employing 20 or more. This Act is applicable to home workers held in the case Mangalore Gandhi Bedi workers, that is VUOI, and PM Patel versus OUI. So this Act is applied when its establishment satisfies the two tests, namely where there is an establishment is a factory, whether 20 or more person is employed, which is held in the case as Andhra Pradesh. So some workers will not come under this Act. They are casual or temporary workers, cannot be considered as employee held in this case. Now, applicability of the Act. Non-applicability of the Act. This Act does not apply to the following things. Any establishment registered under the Cooperative Society Act 1912. So any state related to cooperative society employed less than 50 people and working without the aid of the power from the date on which the establishment is set up, where the established as only 50 or more persons after the expiry of 3 years, only 20 or more but less than 50 people before the expiry of 5 years, which is held in the case of EPF Act. So central government also has the power to exempt any class of establishment on such conditions mentioned in the notification. Now, on the ground of financial position, other circumstances of the case which is held in the case, so eligibility for getting EPF, any person is eligible who is employed for work of the establishment through contractor connection with work of establishment is eligible for the benefit of the Act also. This Act was constitutionally challenged on the ground that is discriminative in nature. Article 14 is violated because it is applied only to a particular class of a industry. But the Supreme Court has said that it doesn't violate Article 14. It is a certain classifications of the certain class of industry falls in reasonable classifications, which is valid. Now, schemes under EPF, Employees Provident Fund Scheme, 1952. So Section 5 gives wholly unrestricted, unguided directions to the central government to frame a scheme, and it appears on the other hand that the Act is full of carefully laid down principles to guide the central government, which is held in the case of when they say that the scheme has retrospective effect. The employer cannot be asked to pay the employee's contributions for the period so antecedent to the notifications applying schemes, because he has no right to deduct the sum of these future wages payable to employees. So the payment of employee contributions by the employer with the corresponding right to deduct the same from of the wages of the employees could be only for the current period, during which the employer also has to pay his contribution. So which is held in the their reemployment by the petitioner on a temporary basis. Now, employees deposit linked insurance scheme 1976. Now we discuss about this. So the scheme established the purpose of providing life insurance benefits to the employees. So the benefit under the scheme is to provide the incentives to the members to save more in the Provident Fund accounts. The benefit under his schemes is linked to the amount of accumulations in the Provident Fund account of the number. All the members of the employees Provident Fund scheme are converted as members of the employees deposit linked insurance scheme also. Now, employees family pension scheme 1995. Now we discuss about this. Employees family pension scheme 1995. So for the benefit of the providing family pensions and life insurance benefit, following benefits packages is pension for life to the members or retirement and invalidations to the member of the family upon the death of the members, facilities for capital return and on the options of formula basis, commutations if pensions up to 1 to 3 pensions amount, retentions or of memberships of the scheme till attaining the age of 68. Now retirement pensions under the new scheme will be payable on fulfilling minimum 10 years eligible service and on attaining the age of 58 years. Now EPF form, now we discuss about this. So form 20 EPF settlements in case of employee's death. This form is submitted by the beneficiary if the employee is departed to the benefit of EPF, EPS and EDLI. The amount is paid directly to the beneficiary amount or they will send through money up order. Form 31 withdrawal of EPF. This form is submitted for partial withdrawals used for purposes of house renovations, available loans for education, medical treatment, etc. Eligible criteria will vary depending on the purpose of withdrawal. Now, Form 10C EPS withdrawal. This form is used to claim the withdrawal benefits before completing 10 years of services, has attained the age of 58 years but not completed 10 years of his service. Now, this form is also used by the family member of the employee in the following circumstances like employee departed after attaining the age of 58 years, has not completed 10 years of service, and employees who is above 50 years old but less than 58 years who don't wish to opt for a reduced pensions can also use forms 10C. Now, form 5 registrations form for new employees for EPS and EPF. This form is used by the employers for enrolling new employees for this scheme. So the new employee will give his personal details. The form help the EPFO to register individuals who are joining the first time for this scheme. The form should be submitted by the employer before the 15th of every month. The official website of the EPFO provides the form where we can download. Now, Form 5 IF employees deposit link insurance, that is EDLI scheme claim form. An employee who is contributing to the EPF scheme is already eligible for the employee linked insurance scheme. In case of employees departed from, helps the beneficiary to get the benefit by submitting this form. The beneficiary is eligible to get insurance benefits of rupees 5.4 lakhs and bonus benefits of rupees 1.5 lakhs, maximum benefit of 6 lakh also. Now, Form 10D to apply for pension after retirement. This form is used for withdrawal of pensions of a monthly basis after retirement. So Form 11 automatic transfer of EPF. The employees must fill this form while joining a new company. This is a self-declarations regarding the transfer of EPF details regarding last EPF account must be filled in this form. Now, Form 14 LIC Policy. This form is submitted to pay the premium amount of the LIC policy. This form should be submitted to EPF commissioners after getting and attestations from the employer. Now, Form 15G to save tax deducted at source TDS. So, tax deducted source TDS for any interest that is generated from EPF. This form is submitted to use on to online withdrawals of EPF amount. This form is used withdrawals the EPF amount above 50,000 before completing 5 years of service. Senior citizens must submit 15H for his facility. Now, Form 19 settlement of EPF. This form is submitted by the member of who is not having UAN number after 2014. Form 2 nominations for the EPF and Employees Pension Scheme EPS. The employees who is under the scheme shall submit this form 2 for nominations. This nominated person will get the EPF funds amount if the employer EPF members is departed. Now, UAN Universal Account Number is a number given to an employee by the Ministry of the Employment and Labour under the Government of India who is maintaining PF account. It used to know information, to track information done by his employer regarding his Provident Fund PF. When an employee joined in the new organizations, he was assigned with new PF account. After UAN came into existence, the member of the assemble or employees all his PF account associated with multiple IDs of different organizations at one place. So, through UAN difficulties faced by the employee when he or she joined the new organizations is someone with UAN, they can track the activities if there are any payment issues. Now, uses of UAN. It is a unique number of given to an employee which is dependable of the independent of employer. UAN used to link all the PF account when the employee is switching his company. An employer can authenticate his employee by verifying his number and KYC documents also. And EPF passbook can be verified by sending SMS EPFOHO UAN ENG2 from this mobile number which is registered under Employees Provident Fund organizations. An employee can check his deposit done by his employer through using UAN number, and you can also get a monthly update regarding your deposit done by the employer. Now, transparency through UAN. Through UAN, employee can check the employer is depositing his PF amount periodically by registering on EPF number portal using his UAN. The employee would be able to find out whether his employer is deducted or hold back his PF. EPF calculations and examples. So, contribution of EPF is two parts. One is by the employee and other is by the employer. Now, that's for the video, my friends. If you like my videos, please subscribe my channel. Thanks a lot.